Dear students, today I will discuss the topic of sulfonamide. Sulfonamide drugs are antibacterial drugs, and we are also saying to that antimicrobial agents. Sulfonamides, first I will discuss about the introduction of sulfonamide. Sulfonamide is discovered in 1935, and till this study is going on 1937 by the Domingue scientist. Domingue scientist has done the work on prontosil dye. This prontosil dye act on the mice by the infection of streptococcal. Streptococcal infections done on the mice, so this prontosil drug is given to that. And scientists noted that this infection has gone with the help of prontosil. So this prontosil dye, when this study is going on later on, in 1937, prontosil dye is break down into the body into the compound sulfonilamide, and this compound act as an active antibacterial agent. Later on, this sulfonamide act as a bacteriostatic. If we will define about the bacteriostatics are the compound which prevent only the growth of the bacteria, not kill the bacteria. So this drug is act as a bacteriostatic. Later on, nowadays this drug comes in the market in a combination because this drug is having on that time only the property of the bacteriostatic, not the bactericidal. So later on we will discuss this drug in detail because this drug cotrimoxazole. This drug comes in the market in a combination form with sulfanilamide and trimethoprim. This drug also comes in the combination with pyrimethamine, and this drug also used as an anti-malarial drug. When this, we will discuss about the basic structure of sulfonilamide. Sulfonilamide having this basic structure, and this basic structure is having one major ring in that is para-amino-benzoic ring. This para-amino-benzene ring is the nucleus of this one, and at the para position having the NH2 group, and first position is also having the NH2 group. This N component is having the major role in this study. The first N1 on substitution showing the compound solubility, potency, and the pharmacokinetics of the drug is controlled by this NH2 group. And the fourth position of the NH2 group, that is the N4 free amino group. This amino group, why we are saying to that free amino group? Because from this amino group, hydrogen molecules are break down and some other molecules are attached on it, and there are the series of number of sulfonamides are come that we will be discussing the classification. If we are seeing the structural similarity of this drug, sulfonilamide, the structural similarity of this drug is belongs with PABA. So now the question arises, what is PABA? PABA is para-amino-benzoic acid. This para-amino-benzoic acid is a very important substance for our body. When this component, we are taking this component from our natural diet, and this component break down in our body as a folic acid compound. And the bacteria, that is streptococcal and the staphylococcal, when infected by the human, this folic acid is a need for their growth. So when we will see the classification of this drug, there is a three major category of this classification: short acting components, intermediate acting components, and long acting components. These components are divided into categories according to their site of action. The short acting components taking the time at the peak level 4 to 8 hours, intermediate acting taking time 8 to 12 hours, and long acting components are taking time 7 days. So we are saying that why this drug is taking too much long time, because they are plasma protein binding drugs. When some drugs are special purpose drugs, they are using as a topical purpose, like sulfacetamide sodium, silver sulfadiazine, sulfasalazine, mefenide. And this sulfasalazine, it is a very important component of this one. Nowadays, this component is mainly used as in arthritis cases, and silver sulfadiazine. Silver sulfadiazine, nowadays it comes in the market as a Silverex. The brand name of the ointment is called as Silverex, and it is a very good use for the topical purpose. So these are the components of the rest of the remaining sulfanilamide components. If we are seeing the classification on the basis of their absorbability, how it can be absorbed in our body. So time taken same for the absorption, because we will discuss in the pharmacokinetics orally absorbed. These sulfanilamide components are available in the market in all three forms: topical use, orally use, and drugs are also available as a parenteral use. Ophthalmic preparations are also available of this drug. The last compound, that is sulfacetamide sodium or sulfamethoxazole. And this sulfamethoxazole nowadays as a ophthalmic preparation in the form of in the market name is called as Lacula. Lacula is having this ingredient, and this Lacula is coming in the market 10%, 20% and 30% drugs are available in the market for the ophthalmic preparations. If we are seeing the mechanism of action of this drug, the major action of this drug is the two major points: inhibit the nucleic acid synthesis, inhibit the synthesis of the folate. Now in the next one we will discuss about in detail. When para-aminobenzoic acid is converted into the dihydrofolic acid in presence of dihydrofolate reductase enzyme, and it is also converted into the tetrahydrofolic acid. After then, this goes into the process of the purine synthesis and DNA synthesis. When we are taking the drug sulfonamide act on it, PABA will not bind the drug. Sulfonamides inhibit the enzyme dihydrofolate reductase, and it will not be converted into dihydrofolic acid. Same dihydrofolate reductase also inhibited by the trimethoprim, and this process is stopped there, and the next step will not going on and kill the bacteria or prevent the growth of the bacteria. This is the major point in this. The major point in this, sulfonamides control the process of the or inhibit the process of the folic acid, and if whole folic acid will be reduced in our body, then there is a weakness in our body. But sulfonamide drugs not doing like that. Sulfonamides are selectively toxic to the bacteria only, because in the mechanism of this one, sulfonamide acts as a substrate competition. Because structurally para-aminobenzoic acid and sulfanilamide is having the same structures, but there is a difference that there is at the para position there is a NH2 group. Due to that, bacteria are not able to recognize para-aminobenzoic acid or sulfanilamide. As for the growth of bacteria need para-aminobenzoic acid. If bacteria take up the para-aminobenzoic acid, then goes to the process of the purine synthesis, and there is a formation of new DNA, and the growth will be increase of the bacteria. But when we take the drug sulfonilamide, it will inhibit the conversion of folic acid into the dihydrofolate in the presence of dihydrofolate reductase enzyme. So that process will be inhibited there, and bacteria take up the sulfonamide as comparison of or instead of PABA. So there is a, if we say that there is a mechanism of action is totally based upon the substrate competition. Pharmacokinetics, if we are taking about the pharmacokinetics of this drug is easily absorbable, but water soluble component, it is partially soluble in the water, widely distributed blood brain barrier and placenta, it crosses this drug. So these drugs are not mainly prescribed in case of pregnancy cases, or mainly if we are seeing the pharmacokinetics of this drug is metabolized in two forms. One is oxidation form, another is acetylation form. When this drug is oxidized in an oxidation form, then it can be easily excreted out from the body. When this drug goes in the metabolization goes by the acetylation form, in this case it will be precipitated. It will be precipitated, and if we are taking this drug for a long time period, like in case of sulfasalazine in a rheumatoid arthritis case, then in that case there is a renal toxicity created and mainly the formation of crystalluria. This is the adverse effect of this one. So by reducing of this adverse effect, we are taking some antacids, those are having sodium bicarbonate as a one ingredient in that. If we are taking this drug for a long time period, then we take one ingredient and or in a combination of this drug with sodium bicarbonate, then the maximum absorption of the drug or metabolization of the drug is done by oxidation process, not by the acetylation process. Then there is a less chance of formation of crystalluria in that. If we are seeing the antibacterial spectrum of this drug, it is having both in combination. It is having both type of characteristic, bacteriostatic and bactericidal. In bacteriostatic, we are defined already to prevent the growth of the bacteria. In case of bactericidal, it can totally kill the bacteria in bactericidal case. So it is effective in both the bacteria, gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. So as the name suggests of this one, gonococci, staphylococci, meningococci, streptococci, E. coli, Shigella, and also actinomyces, nocardia, toxoplasma. So number of bacteria, they are killed by this. But sometimes this drug is resistant, but when we give this drug in a combination, so I have already told you in a combination, one is trimethoprim and another is pyrimidine. So these are the clinical uses. Clinical uses, as the name it is mainly used in the upper respiratory tract infections, nocardiosis, teniasis. It is also used in case of rheumatoid arthritis. Mainly the drug is sulfasalazine. And the topical use or the ophthalmic purpose, I have already told you the sodium sulfacetamide. Nowadays it is also available in the market in the form of as a locula, and the dose of that one is available in the market. That is 10%, 20% and 30% locula are available, and the main ingredient of that one is sodium sulfacetamide. Topical use of this drug is very good drugs are available in the market, sulfur sulfadiazine. Silver sulfadiazine, the brand name of that drug is Silverex. Silverex ointment is also available in the market and very good antimicrobial actions. It is mainly used in case of burns for the skin infections. Rest of the other side effects are mainly I have already discussed with you. For a long time period, mainly this drug, we are not prescribing this drug for a long time period. Only in one case this drug is prescribed for a long time period, mainly in case of rheumatoid arthritis case. Rheumatoid arthritis case, we are prescribing this drug for a long time period. If a person is suffering from the renal disturbances, then we are not selecting this drug because in acetylated form, this drug is less soluble in acidic urine and it will be precipitate in the kidney and there is a more chances of the formation of crystalluria. So when there is a need of this drug to prescribe to the patient this drug, then we are giving the sodium bicarbonate antacids along with that, so it can be metabolized in the body in the form of oxidation. Another, this drug is very sensitive individual to individual because very suddenly it created the skin rashes because number of patients they are not suitable for this drug and there is some skin rashes develop on the skin like this, eosinophilia, drug fever, exfoliate dermatitis. बिल्कुल फफोलों की तरह से जो है कई बार ये ड्रग एलर्जी कर जाती है और क्या नाम जो है स्किन के लिए बहुत ही. और सल्फोनामाइड्स की कैटेगरी के बारे में वन मेजर थिंग इज दैट some generally we are not prescribing this drug very because it is individual to individual. It depend upon some persons are allergic. Those persons are allergic with sulfa drugs. We are not prescribing this drug. Another adverse effect is hemolysis because G6PD deficiency फॉलिक एसिड के ऊपर इफेक्ट डालती है, फॉलिक एसिड के प्रोसेस को इनहिबिट करती है जिसकी वजह से जो है क्या नाम हेमोलाइसिस की कंडीशन आ जाती है अगर लॉन्ग टाइम ट्रीटमेंट हो जाए इसका, और बहुत वीकनेस आ जाती है, एनीमिक भी हो जाता है पेशेंट, न्यूट्रोपीनिया, एग्रानुलोसाइटोसिस, थ्रोम्बोसाइटोपिनिया जिसके अंदर प्लेटलेट्स की कमी आ जाती है बॉडी के अंदर. दीज आर द एडवर्स इफेक्ट ऑफ दिस वन. अनदर कर्निक्टेरस, this is the another type of adverse effect. In this case, nausea, vomiting, epigastric, abdominal pain. Last one is very rare, it comes that a hepatitis. So another we will discuss in a combination drug because in alone it acts as a very good bacteriostatic drug, but when this drug is given in a combination along with trimethoprim, then the common name of that drug is called as cotrimoxazole. If we will see the dose of that drug, that is the ratio of in that sulfamethoxazole is 5 parts in that and trimethoprim is having in it 1 part, and the combination of that one 80 to 400 milligram and 160 to 800 milligram, and in combination this drug, very good combination is this, and the mechanism of action is same. In combination, it acts as a bacteriostatic, and when in combination this drug acts as a bactericidal. Why we make the combination of this drug? To improve the pharmacokinetics. In alone, more rapidly absorbed, but it is partially soluble in the water. When it mixed with trimethoprim, the more rapidly absorbed, but the binding is reduced. In alone case, we have observed that plasma protein binding is 65%. And in combination, the plasma protein binding is 40%. Those drugs, when more plasma protein binding drug, it can be act as a sustained release, or it can be easily released from the body, excrete out from the body, and takes a long time. Those drugs take a long time for the excretion, then side effect will be increases for that. Another main thing, acetylation in the liver. This is the major cause of that one, and when in combination, partially metabolized in the liver. Both are excreted in the urine very easily, but in combination with trimethoprim, it acts as a respiratory tract infection. In case of gonococci, gonorrhea cases, it is used. And if we are observing about the rationales of this one, wide range of antibacterial spectrum, because it is effective on gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. Resistance, not very easily or very quickly develop the bacterial resistance. It will take time. It will take time for develop the bacterial resistance. Mechanism of action is same when in combination with स्क्वेंशियल ब्लॉकेज कर देता है ट्राइमेथोप्रिम के साथ में जब कॉम्बिनेशन में दिया जाता है, एंड द फोलिक एसिड सिंथेसिस इन द बैक्टीरियल ऑर्गेनिज्म. दीज आर द सेम फॉर द एंटीमाइक्रोबियल स्पेक्ट्रम cotrimoxazole. When we are using the cotrimoxazole in a combination, the drug acts as a broad spectrum antibiotic. ब्रॉड स्पेक्ट्रम एंटीबायोटिक्स की तरह काम करता है. सल्फोनामाइड ग्राम पॉजिटिव और ग्राम नेगेटिव बोथ बैक्टीरियाज के ऊपर बहुत अच्छी तरह से काम करता है. इट इज़ आल्सो यूज्ड इन केस ऑफ साल्मोनेला टाइफी. इट इज़ आल्सो यूजफुल इन केस ऑफ ब्रोंकाइटिस, साइनोसाइड्स and upper and lower respiratory tract infections. It is very good for the respiratory tract infections, upper and lower one, but these drugs are only prescribed to those patients those are not creating or any allergic condition with this drug. Another, this drug is also used in case of bacterial diarrhea and dysentery, E. coli, Shigella and Salmonella. It is also effective in that case, and double strength dose has been given to them for twice a day for 7 days. This drug is also used, cotrimoxazole, in those patients creating the pneumonia or drug choice के केस के अंदर दिस ड्रग इज पायरीमेथामीन के साथ में दिस ड्रग इज आल्सो यूज्ड इन केस ऑफ इन कॉम्बिनेशन विद मलेरिया पेशेंट्स. सेक्सुअल ट्रांसमिटेड डिजीज के अंदर भी गोनोरिया, इट इज़ मेनली यूज्ड इन केस ऑफ गोनोरिया एंड लिम्फोग्रेनुलोमा के केस में. दिस आर आल्सो एडवाइज फॉर द डबल स्ट्रेंथ डोज फॉर 14 days. एंड these आर द अनदर therapeutic uses of that one. Nocardiosis, and also used in case of typhoid fever, but nowadays we are not prescribing in case of typhoid fever, but it is in last when because another antibiotics are also available for the very good antibiotics are available in the market like cephalosporins category antibiotics. In last, if the patients are not recover with them or the resist to them, then we are prescribing this drug in case of typhoid fever. Typhoid fever, nocardiasis, septicemia. It is also used in case of septicemia in a parenteral use along with 5% dextrose solution. In combination with 5% dextrose solution, we are giving this drug for a parenteral purpose. Adverse effect, we have already discussed the adverse effect. The major adverse effect is skin rashes, blood discarciasis. Another first one are the common adverse effect, nausea, vomiting, headache and stomatitis. So renal disease, those persons are suffering from the renal infections or any kidney problems are having. So we are not giving the combination drugs we are and avoid in case of pregnancy. I have already told you this drug is already placental barrier cross drug, so we are not prescribing in that case. and also not prescribing to the patients, those elderly patients or those are having the bone marrow toxicity or those are having the renal infections, we are not prescribing to them. Interaction. If the patient's already taking the diuretics drug or cotrimoxazole, when this drug is given in a combination form with diuretic category drug, then there is a higher incidence of the thrombocytopenia. लेटेस्ट 2008 में 8 के अंदर एक इसका जो है कॉम्बिनेशन ट्राइमिथोप्रिम एनालॉग का लेटेस्ट एक्टाप्रिम आया इसका, जो मैथिसिलिन और वियोमाइसिन के साथ रजिस्ट हो जाते हैं. जो पेशेंट्स मैथिसिलिन एंटीबायोटिक्स आई हैव रिटन देयर MRSA एंड VRSA उनके साथ में रजिस्ट हो जाते हैं और वो ड्रग उनके ऊपर काम नहीं करती हैं अगेंस्ट, देन वी आर गिविंग दिस ड्रग एक्टाप्रिम. इट इज़ a very good drug, and this drug also comes in a combination with trimethoprim. And this another combination also available in the market, sulfadoxine with pyrimethamine. This combination drug is mainly given in case of malarial infections. So, synergistic combination, this is faster acting drug. Plasma half-life is more than 95 hours and curative for the प्लाज्मोडियम फैल्सिपेरम. जब क्लोरोक्विन ड्रग रेजिस्ट हो जाए, रेजिस्टेंट क्रिएट हो जाए वहाँ पर, तो देन वी आर गिविंग दिस ड्रग इन ए कॉम्बिनेशन सल्फाडॉक्सिन एंड पायरीमेथामीन. दिस सस्पेंशंस आल्सो अवेलेबल इन द मार्केट फॉर द चिल्ड्रन. Mechanism of action is same along with trimethoprim. Mainly they are inhibit the in presence of dihydrofolate reductase enzymes. It can stop the process of the conversion of dihydrofolic acid to the tetrahydrofolic acid. Serious cutaneous reactions create हो जाती हैं trimethoprim के साथ.